Oh, come on. Hell, my sons don't like me.
But God love him, he broke my heart in this movie.
He absolutely
his
did.
performance was unbelievable.
Amazing performance. There's a scene, all right, so he's an ex-alcoholic, and there's a scene where he finally just breaks down because he's sat there and put up with the abuse from both his sons. He's just took it because he knows he fucked up his entire life. He fucked up their lives. And there's a scene where he finally loses it. And man, this is the film this year that guys will say, okay, you get the free pass to cry at this one. You get that up for this.
You homo. Oh, sorry. You homo.
So I sucked a dick or two on the way to the theater.
That doesn't make me a homo. Masturbating to the poster of this movie makes me a homo.
That's true.
Well, I mean,
God!
Look at this movie. I mean, come on.
Look at these guys.
Look at this poster. It's so shiny. You can't really tell, but they're actually wearing cutoff jorts.
What, jorts?
It's like an Under Armour ad, but it's a movie poster.
Are they jorts if they're cutoffs? I thought that was the exception.
Really? We're debating this now?
Okay, now it just got gayer.
I mean, right now, Joel Edgerton's like, I am going to rollerblade to the show.
He's going to beat all of our asses through the internet. You realize that.
And that's the thing, though, is that you can say all that until you actually watch this movie and how fucking brutal it is.
Yeah.
These fights are some of the most brutal fights you have seen in a theatrical release film. I mean, it's MMA for one thing, which we all know a lot of it is kind of gay because they end up just hugging on the ground for a while. But this is like watching the best of moments from the MMA.
Oh, it's the best gay porn possible.
To the two actors who are not, they're not professional athletes. You never doubt for a minute that this is real as you're watching it.
You never doubt for a minute that you do not want to get in the fucking ring with either one of these guys.
No, and man, especially Tom Hardy. Like his first fight out there, they're like building it up and building it up and building it up, and he comes out there and just knocks the guy out cold with one punch. This is one punch, just one out of a whole ton of fights that make up the whole second half of this movie that has you on the edge of your fucking seat.
Did he fight Blanca or Zangief at any point?
It's weird, but the drama in this movie and the action scenes kind of come together. That's why it's so important, because that's what makes you care not only about the characters but about the sport. It's a lot like, I didn't care about boxing. That doesn't mean I don't like Rocky. You know what I mean? That movie made me care about what was going on. It's the same way with this movie and MMA. Like, I couldn't give two shits about MMA. But this movie, with the relationship they build between the audience and the characters and the ridiculously awesome fight scenes, it's like you can't not love this.
Yeah, well, that's what a good sports movie is supposed to do.
Exactly.
Like Talladega Nights. Or Stroker Ace.
Maybe that's a little different.
Or No Holds Barred. Maybe care about it.
All right, we get it.
That's it. I'm calling Tom Hardy and having him kick your ass.
Perhaps your tastes run astray from ours for sports films.
Over the Top is still great.
Well, now you guys, okay.
But this is directed and written by Gavin O'Connor, who did Miracle, the 2004 sports film with Kurt Russell, which was I still haven't seen, but everyone says is like one of the great sports movies to see. And a lot of the advanced press for this was based on that, like promoting that fact. Hey, here's another sports movie by the guy who did that other really fucking amazing one.
Didn't he do Invincible, the one with Mark Wahlberg?
No, I don't believe that.
There's some other sports movie that he did. But I'm blanking on it.
He wrote and directed this, and even though there are some rough spots in here with the dialogue, especially with the commentators during the game.
Oh my God, those commentators are terrible. One of them is played by the guy that you've seen in both the Hangover movies, and I don't even know what his name is. He kind of looks like one of the guys from Fear Factor.
Is it Senior Chang?
Yeah.
Thank God it's not.
That would be awesome.
He would jump up on the side of the ring and go, "You guys fight!"
Here's an example of their terrible color commentary. At one point, he thinks Tom Hardy is going to be knocked out immediately. He thinks he's done. So he goes, "Let me tell you what Tom is." And he pulls up a bag with a goldfish in it and goes, "He's a fish in a shark tank." And I'm like, how fucking long did you have that fish sitting there waiting for the opportunity to make this joke? You're broadcasting on the fucking radio. No one can even see the fish. Nothing about this makes sense.
I think most sports commentators could use some punch-up writers, though.
Or just deserve to be punched.
So these are the same commentators from the first Star Wars prequel.
Oh, God. Greg Proops with two heads.
It might as well be.
Yeah. Should have been Marv Wolfman in his lingerie.
I mean, that's one of
You mean Marv Albert?
Marv
Wolfman. Marv to Teen Titans.
Marv Wolfman's the team. Oh, there's my comic book nerd fighting its way to the surface. Marv Alpert.
Luckily, it's a short trip to the surface.
Yeah, Google it, kids.
But I mean, it's so awkward that you're like, will you please shut the fuck up and just show the fucking fight?
Yeah.
Why are they there?
Because
They should have had.
It's completely counter to like how serious and badass those fights are.
Yeah.
I wish they should have had Harry Carey.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy cow!
Or at least Will Ferrell doing
It's amazing. And also I would say the first half of this film, you start wondering, okay, this has been going on for a while, and it's not that it's a bad movie, but where are we going with this? Because it feels like it's got to be wrapping up soon, and there haven't been that many fights in this. Most of this has been story. Now the thing about that is this movie is 2 hours and 20 minutes long.
Holy shit!
And once you get past that half point and they get to Atlantic City and the real brawl begins, you lose all track of time.
Yeah, I really had no idea when we walked out of the theater. I thought there was something wrong with my phone because I was like, "Wait, it's not that late, is it?"
And your pants because they were really tight.
Whatever, dude. He is dreamy.
Man, believe me, after seeing this movie, if Tom Hardy came up to you and said, "I'm going to fuck you," and you might as well just take it, you would just say,
It wouldn't be the
I like you. I want you.
Whatever
We can
you
do this
want.
one of two ways.
you not because you want to, because you don't want to die.
But the thing about the fight scenes in this movie is it had people in the audience cringing and cheering.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And these were not like, it's not like we were seeing it with an audience of MMA, fanboys, with their faux hawks and their Ed Hardy shirts and their gold chains. No, these were just like regular people, a lot of movie geeks that we knew, and people were going insane.
Oh yeah, I mean, I couldn't help it. There's scenes where during these fights, there's so many sequences where they just get off these punches or land this stuff or just moves that the whole audience just goes, "Oh!"
It was amazing.
You get really into it. You get really pumped. And when it gets to the end, I mean, you're wondering even, it's going to come down to a fight between the two brothers, obviously.
No.
And when you get to that point, you don't know how you feel about it. You don't know what you want. And they found the way to make it work. They totally made it work. I was panicking watching this fight going,
Oh, man.
they're going to fuck it up. They're going to fuck it up at the very end. They're going to do the wrong thing. And it'll be like, well, it was good, but it just kind of, they didn't
They have
know
to
what
team
do
up to
with
fight
it.
Nick Nolte in the ring.
so
and he's high on peyote.
That would have been
and
badass.
furniture polish.
And Gary Busey is his tag out mate.
Yes. And so
Let's
Tom
do
Hardy
this.
has to tie neon around his arms and become the ultimate warrior.
You're a little too excited about this
No
Tom
kidding,
Hardy
man.
gay thing.
No, I'm just saying the ultimate warrior. I was excited about that.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's less gay.
That is less gay.
Yes.
I get, but it's about that much less gay. A little tiny, little inch less
No,
gay.
not really.
No?
No.
Isn't it? I'm trying to be nice. He's the new guy on the movie reviews. So.
You hear that, Spill fans? Somebody just said that Ultimate Warrior was gay.
No, we said you were gay for liking it as much as you did, but that's all right.
Although I won't discount what he just said.
Oh, fair enough. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird because I kind of vacillated early on between a matinee and a low full price early on in this film, but by the end, I was just so with it. I was like, God damn, this is one of the most like blood stirring films I've seen this year. I mean, my heart was pumping. I was like, my adrenaline was high. I was like, it's not a perfect film, but by the end, you don't give a shit that it's not a perfect film. You've all but forgotten the minor problems
It
you had
hooks you.
along the way.
It definitely hooks
because
you.
it does. It does what a great film like this is supposed to do. It really brings you into it, and by the end, you feel like you want to jump up and run into the ring and cheer with them and go, I'm pour champagne over people's
I
heads.
am a
And go to the-
real American.
And go to the dance club and suck a bunch of dick and
What?
let's go back.
You
a
know
little
we're
bit
still
there.
recording,
Let's
right?
go back a little bit there.
I didn't even.
We'll edit that part
Yeah,
out.
we can edit these.
But no, this is a high full price. I really loved this. In fact, this may be one of the few films this year I actually go back to see in the theater again. It was so much fun just to see it with. I would like because we saw it with like a Ain't It Cool News screening where it was kind of like a rarefied audience of like hardcore movie buffs who even they were excited. I would love to see this with a general audience
Oh my
and watch
God.
them
And-
flip out.
And they all thought that it was fantasy since no mortal can actually get that fit.
I wondered myself. I was looking for the CG lines.
I would love for you to see it with an audience full of MMA fans who would then just use you as a punching bag
Yeah,
afterwards.
They would rip the seats up and chew them in half.
I don't think I want to see it with that audience. Thank you
Probably
very
not.
much.
Kill the nerd.
But what about you, Brian?
Oh, I'd give this a very enthusiastic full price. I think, and not only that, and this is going to sound hyperbolic, but it is. I honestly think it's one of my favorites this year. I would revisit this movie on a regular basis. I think, first of all, I love the fact that there's a bunch of Rocky tropes thrown in there that you don't even recognize. Like, there's a giant Russian. There's of course, the montages. There's an unintelligible trainer. There's the fact that the kids call their teacher Mr. C.
Yeah.
And he pities the fool.
No, you're right. There are little things. There's things thrown in from a bunch of other movies. Like I said, this isn't a perfect film, but it's a product of somebody who's watched a lot of these and has gotten what really works for
Knows what
audiences
works.
and what doesn't, and moved it. It kind of took it to the next level because, like I said, it's kind of two movies in one in its own way, and that works. No, I've never seen anybody do what they do here, where it's this type of movie and you're rooting equally for both.
It's a
teams.
massive undertaking, and they pull it off brilliantly.
Yeah, they really do. So anyway, yeah, that's Warrior, and I will beat you up if you don't like it.
Yeah.
By proxy.
I'm really scared.
By proxy.
Okay.
You want to go?
You mean
You
like
want to go?
Is this more of like a rock, paper, scissors or a Magic the Gathering gotten beat up?
Yeah. Hey, look, Doctor Who. You just lost.
I did make a great new white and green deck, so.
War hero Tommy Reardon, who has become an overnight sensation, and Brendan Conlon, the physics teacher, they pulled off a miracle.
You can do this. When I hear you say it, I can do this.
You got him! This is impossible. The two men fighting for the championship tonight are brothers. Go war!
Are we here to win this fight? Because if we're not, I will throw in the towel.